Deserts are some of the most inhospitable environments on Earth, but they're also home to a surprising amount of life. From the freezing cold of Antarctica to the sweltering heat of the Sahara, deserts come in all shapes, sizes, and temperatures. Here are 10 facts that will blow your mind. No. 1. Deserts aren't always hot. Now you might be thinking, what the heck? Isn't the whole point of a desert that it's a dry, sandy, scorching hot place? Well, not exactly. In fact, the hottest desert on Earth isn't even hot all the time. That's right. The world's largest desert, Antarctica, is actually a cold desert. Located at the South Pole, Antarctica receives very little precipitation and is covered in a thick layer of ice. It's so cold and dry that it's considered a polar desert, but don't let its size fool you. Although Antarctica covers a whopping 5.5 million square miles, that's about 2.5 times the size of the United States. It's not all sunshine and rainbows either. The harsh conditions make it nearly impossible for humans to survive without proper shelter and equipment. So while it may not be the first place you think of when you hear the word desert, Antarctica is a prime example of just how diverse these environments can be. Number 2. The Sahara Desert used to be green. If you've ever seen pictures of the Sahara Desert, you know it's a vast, dry, sandy wasteland. But did you know that thousands of years ago, it was actually a lush, green landscape filled with lakes, grasslands, and animals? During the last ice age, the Sahara received more rainfall than it does now, which led to the formation of lakes and the growth of vegetation. This made the Sahara a paradise for animals such as elephants, giraffes, and even hippos. There were also more than 100 different species of birds in the area. But around 4,000 years ago, the climate began to change and the Sahara started to dry out. The vegetation began to disappear and the animals migrated to other areas. Today, the Sahara is one of the largest hot deserts in the world, covering more than 3.5 million square miles of North Africa. It's home to a variety of plants and animals that have adapted to the harsh conditions, such as camels, scorpions, and snakes. But it's hard to imagine that this inhospitable landscape was once a green oasis teeming with life. Number 3. Deserts can be freezing at night. If you've ever spent a night in the desert, you know it can be a truly unique experience, but it can also be a bit chilly. Temperatures in hot deserts like the Sahara and the Arabian Desert can plummet below freezing once the sun sets. That's because deserts are typically located at low latitudes where there's little to no humidity. Without moisture in the air to trap heat, temperatures can drop significantly at night. For example, in the Sahara, temperatures have been known to drop as low as 28 degrees Fahrenheit or -2 degrees Celsius. And don't forget the wind. Deserts are often windy places, and that wind can make it feel even colder. So if you're planning on spending a night in the desert, make sure to pack a warm jacket and some hot cocoa. Just remember, it's not just daytime that can be scorching in the desert. Nighttime can be chilly too. Number 4. Some deserts get snow. You might be surprised to learn that not all deserts are hot. But perhaps the most surprising fact about the Atacama is that it occasionally gets snow. Yes, you heard that right. The world's driest desert can also be one of the snowiest places on Earth. In 2015, the Atacama received its first significant snowfall in 40 years. While it's not a common occurrence, it's still possible for this desert to be covered in a blanket of white. If you're in the market for a unique winter wonderland experience, maybe it's worth considering a trip to the snowy parts of the Atacama Desert. Number 5. Sand covers only a fraction of desert areas. When you think of a desert, you probably picture endless rolling sand dunes as far as the eye can see. But in reality, sand only covers a small fraction of desert landscapes. In fact, according to the United Nations Environment Program, sand dunes account for less than 10% of desert land. The majority of deserts are made up of rocky plateaus, gravel plains, and mountains. The Sahara, the world's largest hot desert, is a prime example of this. While it does contain some sand dunes, much of it is covered in gravel and rocks. The Arabian Desert is another great example. Here, towering mountains and rocky cliffs dominate the landscape rather than endless stretches of sand. So if you were planning a trip to the desert and dreaming of getting lost in a sea of sand, you might be disappointed. Instead, you'll likely find yourself navigating rocky terrain and dodging boulders, but hey, who knows? Maybe you lions stumble upon a hidden oasis amidst the rocks and have a refreshing dip in a beautiful pool of water. Now that would be a nice surprise. Number 6. Plants and animals have extreme survival skills. Deserts are known for their harsh conditions, from scorching heat to scarce water resources. Yet life still finds a way to thrive in these seemingly inhospitable environments. One of the most iconic desert plants is the cactus, which has evolved to store water for months, allowing it to survive long periods of drought. Similarly, animals like the kangaroo rat have developed the ability to obtain all the water they need from the plants they consume. They never have to drink water directly, thanks to their specialized digestive system that extracts moisture from their food. These incredible adaptations allow plants and animals to not only survive in the desert, but to thrive and play a vital role in the ecosystem. Number 7. Desert storms can be massive. Storms in the desert can be truly terrifying experiences, with powerful winds and towering sand dunes that can reach thousands of feet high. The sheer force of these storms can make it difficult to breathe and can cause significant damage to structures and vehicles. Additionally, the speed of these storms can be dangerous, reaching up to 60 miles per hour, making it challenging to stay upright and increasing the risk of injury. The massive size of desert storms, coupled with their intensity and speed, can make them a major threat to anyone caught in their path. So if you find yourself in the desert during a storm, be sure to seek shelter and stay away from windows and doors. Number 8. Oases are real lifesavers. Oases are a desert dweller's best friend. These rare spots with water and vegetation can be found in the most inhospitable environments and can mean the difference between life and death for those who find them. When you're wandering through the vast, arid landscapes of a desert and suddenly spot a lush, green oasis in the distance, it can be hard to believe that such a paradise exists in such a harsh environment. But oases are a common sight in deserts around the world, such as the Sahara, the Arabian Desert, and the Atacama. They're formed when underground aquifers come to the surface, creating springs, ponds, and even lakes. And these bodies of water quickly become home to a variety of plants and animals, creating a thriving ecosystem in the middle of nowhere. If you're ever stranded in the desert, finding an oasis could be just what you need to survive. 9. Deserts cover about 1/3 of Earth's land surface. You might be surprised to learn that deserts cover a huge chunk of our planet. According to the National Park Service, deserts make up about 1/3 of Earth's land surface. That's a lot of real estate. But what's even more surprising is that despite their seemingly barren landscapes, deserts are home to a wide variety of plants and animals. From the towering cacti of the Sonoran Desert to the graceful camels of the Sahara, deserts are full of unique and fascinating creatures. And don't forget the breathtaking views. Watching a sunset over a vast, open desert can be truly awe-inspiring. It's no wonder that many people find desert landscapes so captivating. So next time you're feeling adventurous, why not plan a trip to the desert and explore all that these amazing ecosystems have to offer? Just don't forget to pack plenty of sunscreen and water. 10. Mirages are optical illusions. Mirages are a fascinating desert phenomenon that can sometimes appear in hot, dry environments. They occur when light rays are bent by layers of air that differ in temperature and density. This creates a visual illusion that can make distant objects appear closer or even floating above the ground. Perhaps the most famous type of mirage is the one that occurs in the desert, which can make distant bodies of water seem close at hand. However, it's important to remember that what appears to be water is only an illusion and can lead to dangerous situations if the viewer becomes disoriented and confused. There have been instances of people walking towards mirages in the desert only to find themselves stranded in a dry, sandy wasteland. So while mirages are a fascinating natural phenomenon, it's important to use caution and to not become too fixated on what may be an illusion. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more geography fun. Until next time, happy adventuring!